What's up, Crypto Nation? Welcome to Bite Size Bitcoin and B90X Day 25 of the Bitcoin 90-day challenge. In the last episode, we went over support and resistance lines. We introduced those particular ideas, and there's a little bit more that we can learn about support and resistance lines, and what we're going to be talking about today is really simple, but it's actually very powerful when it comes to cost averaging. This is trading ranges and support and resistance zones. So let's get right into it. Here we go.
B90X. Bring it! Bring it! This is the act!
Alright, so you guys probably already know a lot about creating support and resistance lines. However, there's a small nuance to support and resistance lines that we can also add to our repertoire of sorts. And these are called trading ranges or support and resistance line zones. So let's talk about this. Here we go. So let's just say we are here. We are right here today. So you probably can't see it too well up there, but we have a small shooting star. And if you guys remember from previous episodes, when you have a shooting star of sorts, it generally means a reversal in the trend. And so as we saw right here, we saw a little reversal in the trend, and we are here today. We are here today, right there. So if we're here today, then we're not going to be able to see all of the stuff over here, so it's gone. There you go. So let's just say we are here today. We don't know where the price is going to be going next, especially since we kind of have a spinning top of sorts, which means, as you guys well know from previous episodes, a spinning top means you gotta wait for some extra confirmation from the next sessions to see whether the trend will reverse or the trend will sustain. And so if we're right here, we can draw some immediate support and resistance lines from the previous sessions. So let's draw those now. So we can grab this and we can say that there is a pretty significant resistance line there. We can also say that there was some pretty significant resistance around this level, supported by this data point, and this data point as well. And we can draw some support lines. So let's draw some support lines. We have, I believe, just enough data to say that there's some support right around here. Obviously, we're going to make this thing green. And let's create another support line down here. Something like that, which is pretty significant because it's supported by this data point and these data points around here. So what do we have? What we have created right here is a trading range, and you'll see up here in the top left, a trading range essentially is when the price moves in a relatively tight range over time. So we can see that right here. It's traded in and out of this range over time. Now, when the price breaks out of this range, a winner has emerged, whether a bull or a bear, depending on supply and demand. And from this trading range, we can create what we call support or resistance zones. Okay? And so we can consider this area right up here a resistance zone. Because we've had enough sessions over time, we can say that, hey, this is an all-time high right here. There was some pretty significant resistance at this level. So over here, we could call this a resistance zone right here. So we're going to make that background, and we're going to say that this right here between these two red lines is a resistance zone. We can also say that right down here would be a support zone. So let's put that in here. Support zone. Perfect. All right. And so support zones and resistance zones are great when the exact support and resistance levels don't always apply. Now, in crypto, it's pretty easy to find these support and resistance lines. However, sometimes it's nice to make zones. Why is that? And the reason is because crypto moves so fast. And because it moves so fast in this market, zones are great places to understand where to find entry points. Support and resistance zones, as well as support and resistance lines, is not an exact science, especially with crypto, because it moves so fast. And so here's the tip. If you've watched previous videos of mine, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of cost averaging when it comes to cryptocurrency. Smashing money in week after week after week. And we've done a lot of analysis on the bitcoin.pub that tells us that the best days to do cost averaging is Friday. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go to the bitcoin.pub and go to the trading section. And under the trading section, you'll find a lot of data that we put together to help you understand when the best time to enter the market is. Now, how does this work? Well, here's the tip right up here. Each trading range, number one, should be judged on its own merits, meaning every coin is going to be different, right? Ranges and zones, and the next point I wrote right there, are coin specific. Every coin has its own patterns. Every coin has its own price action. Every coin has its own very specific nuances that are, frankly, if you've been in the market long enough, are very different from other coins. And so it's worth knowing each coin by each coin and spending time researching and really understanding each coin that you invest in. Now, here's the real pro tip. Where trading ranges and support and resistance lines play a really powerful part in making money in cryptocurrency is it works really well with cost averaging. How does this work? Cost averaging is saying, hey, I want to get into the market. I want to get into the market consistently, but I'm not always going to hit the low lows and I'm not always going to hit the high highs. And so trading ranges and support and resistance zones give us a pretty nice range to work from. So what we would say is if we were here today and we're ready to put some money in, we might say something like, well, you know what? If I put money in here right now, I can feel pretty good. And the reason is because I have a lot of wiggle room. I have a lot of wiggle room when it comes to the support zone of this particular coin, be it Bitcoin. It could go down a little bit, but I wouldn't be too sad. And the reason is because we have another major support zone here. And if we go back even farther, we could probably substantiate a pretty nice support level here. So if the price does go down, you'd continue to hold or continue to hodl your coin as it goes back up. Okay? And so that's one of the great things about support and resistance zones is you don't always have to get the price right. If you're confident about the coin and you think it's a great investment, then you can be confident that even if the coin drops into a particular zone and there's a lot of wiggle room there, you won't feel too much FOMO. You won't be overly emotional. You'll know that it could potentially oscillate within that zone a little bit, but hopefully go back up. And the same is absolutely true with resistance zones. Let's say you bought right here and it goes up and it goes up and it goes into this resistance zone. You're not exactly sure where it's going to end up, but if you'd like to take some profit taking, you have a lot of wiggle room. You have a lot of wiggle room right here to take some profits. You can take profits up here if you're lucky. You could take profits down here. Not too bad, but you're still within a very powerful resistance zone where you'd still make some profits. And if you'd like, you can just wait a little bit longer and let it oscillate within that resistance zone if you'd like to make a little bit more profits. Again, it takes time and patience to do this well. It's one of those things where cost averaging really relieves a lot of the pressure from trying to make sure that you exit at the high highs or you buy in at the low lows. Hope this video was helpful. It is important for us to understand these types of terms like trading range and support and resistance zones. We'll be using these types of terminology a lot more in the near future. Leave a comment below in the Bitcoin Pub thread and let us know what you've learned or how you've used trading ranges and support and resistance zones to make better trades. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, what's up? If you enjoyed this video and you're new here, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. But wait, there's more. We love building stuff. We want to build more, and we want to build it bigger, and we want to build it faster. And we need your help to do it. Our Patreon subscribers, our pub crawlers, our crypto pirates, and our cryptonauts are helping us build even more of the content that you love and enjoy. And we want to build even more. As a Patreon subscriber, you get behind the scenes access of news, information, and events that only subscribers have access to, as well as you get to have your direct hand in helping us build better guides, tutorials, walkthroughs, and mobile apps like Android and iOS apps for the Crypto Nation. Plus, you get to call yourself a crypto pirate or a cryptonaut. What's better than that? If you're interested in helping us build this spaceship, I'd love for you to consider becoming a Patreon subscriber at patreon.com/pub. You can click this link over here to find out more information on that. Thanks so much again for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys either on the spaceship or in the Bitcoin pub. Thanks again, guys. We are going to the moon.